Hello students, welcome back to the online classes. We start with the important unit algebraic expressions and identities. Before we understand what you mean by algebraic expression, we should know about constant, then variable, then term. We should know about three important terms: constant, variable and term. Now we shall understand the terminologies constant, variable and term by taking examples. Constant, variable and term. Now let me write examples for each. Then we shall understand what do you mean by constant, variable and term. Example. Now consider example for constant, that is 6. 1 by 5 minus 8 and pi. Now I'll write the examples for variable x, y, a, b, m. Now compare constant and variable. If you observe, the constant are those which has fixed values. We have used numbers, but variables we have used alphabets, that is x, y, a, b, m or any alphabet. Now I can say that any symbol which has a fixed value, we call that as constant. Any symbol which has a fixed value, which cannot be changed, we call that as constant. What is constant? A symbol which has a fixed value. Example, all the real numbers, like all the numbers, is example for constant. Now what do you mean by variable? A symbol which does not have fixed value. Variable is one which does not have fixed value, but value can be assigned based on the requirement. We call that as variable. A symbol which does not have fixed value is called as variable, but it can be assigned any value depending on the requirement. I can take x as 5, x equals 6, or y equals 2, y equals 0, y equals minus 2. Y can take any value. Otherwise, variable tag can take any value. So, we call that as variable. Now, we should understand about term. A term can be a constant or variable or combination of both. What is term? A term can be a constant or variable, or it can be combination of both constant and variable. What is term? Let me repeat. A term can be a constant or variable, or it can be combination of both. We call that as term. A term can be a constant, variable or combination of both. Now let me write few examples for terms. A term can be a constant, that is I'll write a constant 6, or it can be variable, that is, or 6 into x, that is combination of both. Otherwise it can be a variable x square or xy by p. You can write many more such examples for terms. A term can be constant, variable or combination of both. Students, hopefully you have understood what do you mean by constant, variable and term. Now we'll define what do you mean by algebraic expression. An algebraic expression can be a single term or combination of two or more terms. What is algebraic expression? It is a single term or combination of two or more terms. If there are two or more terms, it can be connected by additive or multiplicative. Additive means it can be both addition and subtraction. If it is multiplicative, it can be both multiplication and division. A single term or combination of two or more terms connected by additive or multiplicative. What do you mean by additive? That is addition and subtraction. If you say multiplicative, it can be multiplication and division. Two or more terms are connected by additive or multiplicative. Form an algebraic expression. What is algebraic expression? A single term or combination of two or more terms connected by additive or multiplicative symbols form an algebraic expression. So it's a very important concept. What is algebraic expression? It is a single term or combination of two or more terms connected by additive or multiplicative symbols. We call that as algebraic expression. Now we shall write few examples for algebraic expressions. That is 7 plus y. Example 1, 7 plus y. Example 2, 7x divided by z. Third example, 6x square y. Fourth example, a plus b plus c. If you observe all these are the terms. Terms make algebraic expression. So write 10 more examples for algebraic expressions. If you observe example 1, it is made up of two terms, that is 7 and y. If you observe example 2, 7x divided by z, it is a single term, whereas third and fourth made up of 1 and 3 terms. Now we understand what do you mean by terms, factors and coefficient. Terms, factors and coefficient. Now let me take an example for algebraic expression 4x plus 5. Now if you see, this is made up of two terms. 4x plus 5 is made up of two terms, that is 4x and 5. The algebraic expression 4x plus 5 is made up of two terms, that is 4x and 5. Again, if we split, 4x has a factor 4 and x. 5 has a factor 5 and 1. That is simply 5. Now let me take one more example. 7xy minus 5z. This is an example for algebraic expression. Again, how many terms it has? It has two terms. What are those terms? The terms are 7xy and minus 5z. The two terms are 7xy and minus 5z. Now split the term, that is 7xy, into factor, that is the factors are 7x and y. Again minus 5z can be split into minus 5 and z. The factors of minus 5z is minus 5 and z. These are called as factors. Now if you observe in the term, what is the number we have? In the first term we have the number 7. In the second term we have the number minus 5. Now we will understand what do you mean by numerical coefficient. Numerical coefficient is nothing but it is the numbers in the term. So in the term 7x5, what is the numerical coefficient? That is 7. In the second term, what is the numerical coefficient? It is minus 5. Hopefully you have understood the concept of numerical coefficient. It is just nothing but it is the number in the term. Let me take one more example. 6x square plus 5p. Now how many terms it has? It has two terms. What are those two terms? The two terms are 6x square and 5p. 6x square and 5p. First term is 6x square, second term is 5p. Now 6x square has a factor 6, x. In the same way 5p has the factor 5, p. Now what is the numerical coefficient of 6x square? That is 6. The numerical coefficient of 6x square is 6. The numerical coefficient of 5p is 5. It is just the number in the term, that is constant. Now we shall understand what do you mean by monomial, binomial and polynomial. Now consider an algebraic expression. If the algebraic expression contains single term, that is only one term, or two terms, or three terms. An algebraic expression containing one term, two terms, or three terms. If it contains one term, we call that as monomial. An algebraic expression containing only one term, we call that as monomial. If it contains two terms, we call that as binomial. In the same way, if it contains three terms, we call that as trinomial. What is trinomial? An algebraic expression containing three terms. What is binomial? An algebraic expression containing two terms. What is monomial? An algebraic expression containing single term. In general, we define that as polynomials. An expression containing one or more terms is called as polynomial. What are polynomials? An algebraic expression containing one or more terms. That is, it can be a monomial, binomial or trinomial and so on. We call generally as what? Polynomial. Now let me consider example for monomial. Monomial single term, binomial two terms, that is 6x plus 5y. What is trinomial? Write three terms, that is 6x plus 5y plus 7a. Single term monomial, two terms binomial, three terms trinomial. In general we call that as polynomials. Now What is polynomials? An expression containing one or more terms with non-zero coefficient is called as polynomial. An expression containing one or more terms with non-zero coefficient is called as polynomial. It can be a monomial, binomial or trinomial or so on. An expression containing one or more terms with non-zero coefficient, we call that as polynomial. Now we have a question, what do you mean by non-zero coefficient? What do you mean by non-zero coefficient in the definition of polynomial? That means the variables in the polynomial should not have non-negative integers as exponents. Variables having non-negative integers as exponents. If the variable contains negative integer as a power, that means it is not a polynomial. The variable should not have non-negative integers as exponents. Non-zero coefficient means variables having non-negative integers as exponents. Students, we have learnt about monomial, binomial, trinomial and polynomial. Now we shall write examples for polynomial. Polynomial can be monomial, binomial or trinomial. It can have any number of terms, but it should not have negative integers as a exponent or power. It should not have negative integer as a power. Let me define few examples for polynomials. Example: a plus b plus c. How many terms? 3 terms. 3x. How many terms? Single term. 6a plus 6z plus 6b. Again I'll write 6z. How many terms? It is 3 terms. 6z plus 6z becomes 12z. That is, we have 3 terms. Now we shall understand important concept again, like terms and unlike terms. Before that, let me write examples for like terms and unlike terms. Then we'll see, understand this. 5x, 6x, 1 by 3x. Next, 6x, 6x square and 7xy. Now, if you see, all these terms have same variable x and the exponent as 1, 1, 1. Here, the variables are different and powers or exponent are different. So, I can define like terms are those which should have same variable with same exponent. What are like terms? Like terms should have same variable and same exponent, but unlike terms might have different or same variable or with different exponent. Unlike terms are those which can have different or same variable with different or same exponent. The opposite of like term is unlike term. Same variable, same exponent, we call like term. Different variable with different exponent, or same variable with different exponent, we call that as unlike terms. Let me write few more examples for like terms and unlike terms. Let me write example for unlike terms and like terms. Now 7x 6y, 8x square y and 16ab. Now if you see, variables are different and exponents are different, therefore it is unlike term. Let me get examples for like term, that is 6a, 1 by 3a minus 7a, then 16a. If you observe, all the variables are same with exponent 1. Variable is a and exponent is 1. This is an example for like terms. Let me write one more example. X square, 6x square minus 7x square, 50x square. What is the variable here? X. And what is the exponent? 2. So, same variable with same exponent. It is one more example for like terms. Students, hopefully you have understood all the concept what you have seen in this video: constant, variable, algebraic expression, monomial, binomial, trinomial, polynomial, like terms and unlike terms. Hopefully, if you have understood, give 5 examples for each of these. Thank you for watching the video. If you find my videos are useful, subscribe the channel to get more videos and notification. Thank you again.